If we catch the Pokemon, we must buy its real Pokemon card. But if the Pokemon faints, we must take the card right back to the shop and give it to them for free.
Poor guy. How'd you let that happen?
And for this Pokemon challenge, we'll be playing on the classic Pokemon Silver version, the one that came out on the original Game Boy Color. And our goal is simple. We have to collect all 8 gym badges, defeat the Elite Four, and induct our Pokemon into the Hall of Fame. So before we get started on our journey, we're gonna have to pick our starter Pokemon. Will we pick Totodile, the water type Pokemon, Cyndaquil, the fire type Pokemon, or Chikorita, the grass type Pokemon? And with me to help me make this decision, I will be having my daughter choose our starter Pokemon for this challenge. Are you ready to pick your first Pokemon? Go pick your Pokemon.
Go get Juanito.
Oh, you threw it, but which one are you gonna get? So I decided to get in there and help her out by standing right behind the Pokemon and pointing them all out one by one to see if we can help her make a decision. Oh, I don't count. I'm not a Pokemon. She picked Totodile! Yay! Here, you don't forget this. You're gonna need this. You need something to go in. Yep. Yay! And now it's time to go get us a Totodile Pokemon card. So now we're going to meet up with our good friends over at Throwbackgamez. This is the shop where I picked up my copy of Silver version in the previous challenge. And I'm hoping that we can find ourselves a Totodile and the evolutions. And if we're lucky, some other Pokemon that we could potentially run into while playing Silver version. I am here. What's going on, Jesse?
How you doing, dude?
No cameraman today. I am looking for Totodile starter Gen 2 and any other Johto Pokemon you can find for me. If you got any of that, that'll be helpful.
Perfect, yeah.
All right, sick.
Yeah, let me look.
All right, while he's doing that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and check out the display case and see what they got. Oh, and Manny. What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up?
There you go, guys. Manny from the first
Hi,
episode.
Tony.
Let's go. And as I was checking out the display case, I noticed that they had a holographic Larvitar sitting there. And as much as I would love to have a Tyranitar on my team, I think it might be a little bit too early to pick this one up. They had a Lugia, but I won't need that until the end game. They had Weevil, but no Sneasel, a Hoot, but no Noctowl, and I'm starting to get anxious because I don't see a Totodile or any of the starters from Silver version. And just as I was about to record myself saying goodbye, Jesse called me at checkout, and he said he had a big pile of surprises for me. I could not believe what I am seeing right now. Not only did he have our Totodile, but he had all of our evolutions, and he even picked out some Pokemon knowing that we're gonna run into these soon. So now all that's left is for us to head home, pick up our Totodile, and begin our challenging and exciting Pokemon journey on Silver version. Alrighty guys, so we got our Totodile. We named our Totodile after our mod Slim, who was in the previous Pokemon challenge that we had. And yeah, we're just gonna get started on our Pokemon journey. Let's go. So the first part of our journey begins with us going through routes 29 and routes 30. And then eventually we're going to meet up with Mr. Pokemon at his house because we need to pick up an egg to then bring back to Professor Elm. And along the way, I made sure to get Totodile as much training as possible because as we were making our way back to Professor Elm, we had our first battle with our rival. This guy just stole a Pokemon, and it would be my weakness. Chikorita. Hit him with a scratch. He's level 5 only? Bro, we're rolling this guy. No shot. Yep, my Chikorita. 2 damage. Yeah. It's just really that easy, you know? So we're making our way back to Professor Elm's lab. We meet up with him, and then he talks about how the Pokemon was just stolen from his lab. And then we were asked to name our rival. Or whoever I name my rival after, like I'm the main character, and you're like the co-main character. You know what? Lately in my community, he's been a little bit of a D1 hater. He loves to try to rage bait me. He might even be considered an op for the young kids out there that know what that means, all right? An opposition. And that's going to be Bolty. Bolty is the rival's name. He is my op. He will be the guy that I'll be beating from now and until the very end of the game. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love, Bolty. So now that we've identified the Pokemon Thief and my rival, it was time for us to travel to Violet City. And the goal still remained the same, battling every Pokemon and every trainer that we ran into and trying to level up our Totodile as fast as possible. And Faulkner is a flying type Pokemon gym, and he has a level 7 Pidgey and a level 9 Pidgeotto. So I'm not too worried about the type advantage, but we can't have Totodile being our only Pokemon. And as we were making our way through Route 31, we run into our first wild Pokemon to catch and add to the team. You know what? I don't have a Bellsprout card, but if Bellsprout survives this, we might catch him. All right. He wants to be on the team. This should be a catch, hopefully. All right, so we're going to name him after my mod Silverfish because he was the grass-type Pokemon in our last challenge. So, Silverfish, congratulations. You are Bellsprout. However, I still can't use you until I get a card. That's a maybe. That's a hard maybe. And before we went into Violet City, there was still one more Pokemon I wanted to add to the team. One that I can actually use. And that Pokemon was going to be Pidgey. There's our Pidgey. There's our Pidgey we needed. So then we successfully caught our Pidgey, and then we had to give it a name. So we're renaming our Pidgey after Slendy, who was the first Pidgey that we got in our first challenge. Welcome to the team. I already have your Pokemon card too, so you just made it to the starting roster, baby. So then we finally arrived to Violet City, and then it was time to explore and train more. Even though I know our Totodile can easily defeat Falkner, I still needed to level up our Pidgey. But before we got to training, I had to make a trade, because I know I don't have a Bellsprout card, but there was another Pokemon in the area that had my interest. I think we're gonna trade Silverfish, who we just caught, for an Onyx. I'm sorry, Silverfish. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I mean, it's an Onyx, right? Like, we're making our first trade right away. And I might need an Onyx later on. You never know. I can always catch you again, Silverfish. If we run in again, Look, if you're watching this video, there's no hard feelings. Silverfish, I don't want you to feel bad, okay? It's nothing personal. Look, we're still friends. We're still cool, okay? I don't want you... It's nothing personal. Does this Onyx have a name? Last time we traded, it came with a name already. Rocky? I don't know anybody named Rocky. What item does he have? A Bitterberry? I'm taking that from you. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go put Onyx in the Pokemon Center because I can't even use him. So then we had to deposit Onyx into the Pokemon Center because we don't have an Onyx card. And then it was time for us to go to the Bellsprout Tower and to train our Pokemon. The Pokemon that we're looking to train is our Pidgey. And this was going to be very easy training. Pidgey being a flying type Pokemon going against grass type. And Pidgey quickly leveled up because once he learned Gust, it was pretty much GG's. We beat everybody in the tower, and then eventually we collected HM05, which taught us Flash. So now all that was left was for us to take on Gym Leader Falkner and to try to win our first gym badge. It's go time, Falkner. Let's get it. Water gun! This should be easy. This should hit. This should hurt a lot. It should hurt pretty hard. High level. Big water move. Yes. Yes. Let's see what we're working with. Oh, level 9 Pidgeotto? I thought it was going to be up there, but... Yes. Easy. We take that. We take that. And I'll take your badge from me too, buddy. Beating Falkner was really easy, and we collected ourselves our first gym badge, the Zephyr badge. But before we can move on to the next part of our journey, we get a call from Professor Elm to meet up with one of his assistants, who actually gives us the Pokemon egg that we found earlier in the game. I forgot who the egg hatches into, so I guess we'll have to play and find out, right? All right, so we've collected our first gym badge. We have 2 really beefy Pokemon, and the next place we gotta go to is Azalea Town. So we gotta go through Route 32, we gotta go through the Union Cave, Route 33, and then we'll make our way to Azalea Town. So a lot of traveling to do, but I'm gonna take a break right here. We'll be right back in the next day, or the next morning, and we'll continue our Pokemon journey. Okay, so it's the next day, and just a little quick recap on what happened. We finally got our first gym leader badge, and we have 2 Pokemon that we've caught. And just as a reminder, in case people forgot, okay, I have the actual Pokemon cards here for Totodile all the way up to Feraligatr, right? You guys see that? Man, a lot of great cards, but again, a reminder, if any of these Pokemon faint, I gotta give the Pokemon card away for free right back to the card shop owner. And if you guys missed that part or didn't see it on the last video that we did of this challenge, I actually left a note for the shop owners that if anybody saw this YouTube video that lives in the North County, San Diego area, and they go to the shop and they say the name of the Pokemon that fainted, they'll actually get the Pokemon card for free. So yeah, be sure to watch this entire video to find out who faints and which shop you got to go to get it if you're in the North County area. But anyways, the journey continues. So we continued our journey to Azalea Town, and we battled every single trainer on Route 32. And our Totodile was getting really beefed up. And as we were making our way through our route, we ran into a Pokemon that we were going to catch and add to the team. Oh! Wait a minute! We have Mareep! We have the Mareep card. Although we were unlucky with finding Mareep in the card shop, we checked our secret stash in our room, and I found out that I had a Mareep card. So this will count for us if we catch Mareep. The only downside is, if Mareep faints, we still have to give this card away to a random card shop owner. And after doing a few moves to weaken Mareep, we finally caught them, and then it was time to name them. He didn't get a lot of love last video. We're gonna name Mareep Lalo. Lalo is Mareep. We finished passing through the rest of Route 32, and then we entered the Union Cave. The Union Cave didn't have any real good Pokemon that we wanted to catch, so we used this as an opportunity to level up our Totodile, who then evolved to Croconaw. We got Croconaw! So now, if he faints for whatever reason, I have to give away this Croconaw card. Oh, it's like the stronger they get and the more evolved they get, the more expensive the bounty will be. So we made our way out of the Union Cave, and we finally made it to Azalea Town. And completing everything that we had to do here was very easy. We had to go rescue some Slowpoke being bullied by Team Rocket, and then we were given the ability to get balls created, and then it was time for us to make way to fight for our second gym badge. And we had the type advantage going into this. Our Pidgey knows Gust, a flying type move, and this move is super effective to every single Pokemon in this gym. And when it came time to fight Bugsy and her Scyther, they stood no chance against our Pidgey, because not only did we get the win and our second gym badge, our Pidgey evolved into a Pidgeotto. Oh! Evolving! Check! Oh! Pidgeotto! Now if Pidgeotto faints, this is the card we give away. Wow. All right, man. You know, this is so fun. Like, what makes this challenge exciting is not just do I get to play Pokemon, but like I'm playing it for a purpose, man, for a reason. If these Pokemon faint, I lose these cards. Oh, man. It's about appreciating what we have and the journey along the way, right? That's what it means to be a Pokemon master, right? To learn to love and appreciate and learn everything there is to Pokemon. So our next stop is going to be Goldenrod City, but before that, we're gonna have to make our way through the forest. And before we entered the forest, we ended up having to battle our rival. And our rival, Bolty, probably needs to do some more training. His Pokemon are really weak and under-leveled. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's just too easy. He spends more time calling people weaklings than he does training his Pokemon. Dang, this guy's calling me a weakling after I just waxed him? What is his problem? So then we made our way to the Ilex Forest, but before we could progress forward, we had to catch a Farfetch that got away, and then doing so got us HMO1, which allowed us to teach our Pokemon Cut. But then we had a situation. Dude, I am not teaching my Croconaw Cut. Nope. Dude, we're gonna have to catch a wild Pokemon here. So I spent the next 30 minutes walking around looking for a Paris, and then finally we ran into one. Finally. Oh my gosh, we're just gonna throw the ball at you. We caught the Paris, and then we had to name it. You know what? He's not a moderator, but he's within our friend group. We're gonna name Paris after Frank. This is Frank. And just to make sure that we actually had the Paris Pokemon card, I went back to our secret folder, and then we found ourselves a Paris. All right, so we're back, and yeah, we have a Paris. So now we can continue the game, and we can actually add Paris to the team. We've got Paris on the roster, we can teach him Cut, and we can continue our journey. So we continued on throughout the rest of the forest, and then we finally made our way to Goldenrod City. And the things we were looking out for in Goldenrod City was for us to pick up a free bike, to also check out the shop, and they also have a game center. And I may or may not have spent 2 hours of recording trying to get enough coins for a Dratini. And while I was playing, the game froze. God damn it. I should have known. I should have known. I just should have known. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, I saved before entering the casino, and we continued our journey in Goldenrod City. And as we were walking, something happened that may just bring a little bit more brightness to our day. Our egg was ready to hatch. My egg! It's hatching! Who am I getting? Who's joined? Togepi. Yes, we have to name Togepi. Who's gonna be our Togepi? We're gonna name Togepi after Mike. Mike, gamer Mike. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to put Togepi in the Pokemon Center because I don't have a Togepi card. A Togepi would be a great addition to our team, but before we can think about adding more Pokemon, we need to keep leveling up. Because from what I remember as a kid, Whitney's milk tank is no joke. So we made our way north of the map, going towards the national park to level up more. We battled all kinds of trainers, our Pokemon got really strong, and we even caught a wild Vulpix. Yes! Oh, we needed the fire Pokemon so bad. Guess we're going to give Vulpix a nickname. Is going to be Trippy Girl. Trippy Girl, you are the Vulpix. Don't mind the gender. I know it says guy, but you're the Vulpix. And adding a fire Pokemon will be a great addition to our roster. But we still can't add Vulpix because we don't have the Pokemon card. And after a couple more hours of training, I've made the decision to go challenge Whitney for our third Pokemon Gym Leader badge. All right, so we're here at Whitney. Yeah, Whitney's going to open up with a Clefairy, level 18. That should be easy work. It's when Milk Tank comes out. And I know this is going to sound crazy. It might even be a suicide mission. But we're sending Frank in. Frank is going to have to hit Milk Tank with a Stun Spore. And then it's going to be up to Slim and Slendy to clutch up the win. I just don't know how hard the rollout hits. And we're going to find out the hard way or maybe the easy way coming out with a win. Everything was going according to plan. Clefairy was defeated easily. And then when it came to Milk Tank, it was Frank's time to shine. You're going to get hit. But there's no way you get one-shotted for 33. Hit him with that stun. Okay, he stomped you. Okay, at least it's not a rollout. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know he knew stomp, and I didn't know that he was gonna stomp you like that with one shot, Frank. That's all you were good for, dude. Now I gotta take you to the. I gotta take you to the card shop now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm very disappointed in Frank's performance. He had one job. All he had to do was just not get taken out. And we continued the rest of the battle, and Milk Tank was actually surprisingly easy. Our Pokemon were strong enough to win, and we got ourselves our third Gym Leader badge. All right, well, we lost a soldier. Damn, now we have to find another Pokemon that can learn Cut. And honestly, if it's got to be Croconaw, then fine, it's going to be Croconaw. But let's go pick up our Squirt Bottle real quick. So we picked up our Squirt Bottle and we made our way to Route 36 where we would run into a wild Sudowoodo. And you bet we caught that Sudowoodo. And of course, we had to give it a name. Sudowoodo is going to be named after E. Juarez. And finally, after a long day, we've made it to Ecruteak City. We had to check in with the Pokemon Center to heal our Pokemon, but before we can do that, we actually run into Bill. And then I remembered if we actually go back to Goldenrod City, Bill will give us a free Eevee. And that's exactly what we did. Free Eevee! Yes, we're gonna give Eevee a nickname. And I think I know who I'm gonna name this Eevee after because I have plans to make this evolution into an Umbreon. And who's gonna be the perfect Umbreon in my community? CT. The boy CT. Hopefully become an Umbreon, because if you become an Espeon on accident, oh, that's gonna suck. We've made some decent progress. We've caught Juarez, a Sudowoodo. We have CT as Eevee, which we already have the Eevee. We already have our Eevee. We have our Umbreon right here for it, okay? But we still need to go get cards for Vulpix, Ninetales, Sudowoodo, and that would make a full 6. And maybe a Togepi, I guess, if we find a Togepi in the shop. So we're going to go ahead and save the game right here. We're going to go to the card store. We're going to go hunt for some Pokemon cards because our party needs to be bigger than 3. This is unacceptable.
How do you feel about your Paris?
Look, I know a lot of people are probably going to think that I put him out there to die on purpose, and he only had one job. Not die and just stun spore the Milk Tank. And he couldn't even do that. This guy is going to make somebody's day, and we're going to have to go ahead and give him out for free to the card shop. So we finally made it to Throwbackgamez, and we met up with the owner, Manny, to give him the heartbreaking news of our Paris. Somebody died in the game. I know. He looks cute, but he might look cuter in somebody else's collection. I do need to look for a couple more Pokemon, though.
Okay, what do we got?
Vulpix.
Vulpix.
Ninetales. Togepi. Togetic. And Sudowoodo.
Hey Siri, how do you spell Sudowoodo?
Here's what I found.
It actually helped you out.
It actually did,
That's
and
good.
I actually did spell it right without you.
All right, cool. All right,
Thanks,
cool.
Siri.
Let me know what you got. So as Manny was checking his own personal inventory, I was checking out the display cases to see if any of the Pokemon we were looking for were already displayed. And it looks like we found ourselves our Togetic, but other than that, we couldn't find anyone else. Thankfully, Manny was at least able to find us a Ninetales, but we still need to find the remainder of our Pokemon if we want to use them in our game. Alrighty, so we got Togetic and Ninetales. No Vulpix, no Togepi, no Sudowoodo. So now we're gonna have to continue on the rest of the video. So unfortunately, they're gonna have to sit in the Pokemon Center until we acquire the real card, or unless Oscar goes through all our bulk and our personal collection and finds their pre-evolutions and a Sudowoodo, and hey, we'll add them to the roster. So the next morning I get back to my setup and my brother left me a little surprise. Turns out he was able to find Togepi and Vulpix, which means we can now continue our journey and add them to the roster. All right, so we are back from the card shop. It's actually the next day, next morning. And yeah, you guys, as you guys can see, we have our Vulpix and our Ninetales. And we have our Togepi and our Togetic. If you made it this far in the video and you see any of these Pokemon faint, guess what? You're not just gonna get like the Vulpix. If the Vulpix faints, I'm throwing in the Ninetales too. If Togepi faints, I'm throwing in the Togetic too. Not just one Pokemon will be given away to the card shop for free, the whole evolution line. I can't even use them again anyway, so what's the point of me having them? Anyways, the journey continues. Let's go back to Ecruteak. Am I saying that right? Ecruteak City? Let's try to get our 4th gym badge. So we finally make it to Ecruteak City, and it's actually a very simple location. We first investigated the burn tower, we challenged our rival, and we beat Bolty like we always do. And then we had an encounter with the 3 legendary dogs, which means now we have a chance to run into them in the wild. They're on the run! Damn. And then before you know it, it was time for us to battle Morty for our 4th gym leader badge. You're going down! What's gym leader name? Morty! Morty! I'm here to collect that gym badge. And if I'm being honest, you guys, Morty was probably the easiest gym that we've fought so far. All of his Pokemon kept using this move called Curse, and I don't know who's the one being cursed, me or them. And I just finished them off with Bite, and Bite is super effective to all of his Pokemon. And we easily collected the Fog badge. And then it was time for us to head east to Mahogany Town. And then we traveled north to make our way to the Lake of Rage. And the goal was simple. Catch Gyarados. We needed that red scale. And as simple as that may sound, this red Gyarados almost made my Croconaw faint. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. All right, we got the Gyarados. Now who's gonna be named Gyarados? Phantom, you are red Gyarados. So now we're gonna go all the way back to Mahogany Town. We're gonna help out Lance because in that Team Rocket hideout area, we're actually gonna get really good XP. So we made our way back to Mahogany Town because we're trying to take down Team Rocket and whatever secret operation they're trying to run. And we fought every single person that we possibly could. We needed every single drop of experience for our Pokemon. And then finally, we made it to the end where we beat the Team Rocket executives. Lance gives us the HM to teach our Pokemon Whirlpool. And Mahogany Town is pretty much restored at this point. So now all that is left is for us to battle for the gym badge. And at the end of one of our battles with the trainers, it was time for our Croconaw to evolve into a Fraligator. Oh, we're Fraligator, no! Oh, that means if he faints, all 3 gotta go. And if you guys know anything about me, and if you're new here, I'm a tryhard, I'm a sweat. So if you think I'm gonna let him faint, you're out your mind. We're this far into the game and we've only lost 1. So after more back and forth trips to the Pokemon Center and battling in the gym, we finally made our way to the gym leader. All right, we're here at Price. And a couple things. Fraligator is really strong, like really strong. I just found out that we can't evolve Vulpix unless we find a Firestone. I know, you guys probably are like, Tony, that's common knowledge. Dude, I didn't even know that. I did not know that. So the only way to get a Firestone is through a bug catching contest, which is on Tuesday, and we're still on Monday. We've been on Monday forever. That this is about as good as it's gonna get for our fire type Pokemon. We're just gonna have to keep marching through. But anyways, he's gonna have to pay the price for standing in my way on my Pokemon journey and give me a gym leader badge. Come on, guys, that was a good joke, right? If you guys made it this far in the video, you're supposed to say, haha, Tony, your price joke was so funny. Just let me know you even made it this far. Yeah, if you guys made it this far, comment down below and let me know what you guys think about my dad jokes. But we played it super safe here at this gym battle. We did not swap to anybody else. We just used cut and bite with Feraligatr. We were not going to take any chances. And after biting so much, we finally collected our gym badge. Gym leader Price surely paid the price with the Glacier badge. Ah? No, still not funny? Okay, whatever. So it was time for us to leave Mahogany Town and head west back to Ecruteak City. And when we got there, I remembered something so important that I forgot to do. It appears that I've forgotten to update my my badge list. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Hoy. Anyways, the journey continues. So we continued west of Ecruteak City because our next destination was going to be Olivine City. And we can't quite battle the gym leader just yet because we have to go visit the gym leader Jasmine at the top of the lighthouse, who has an Ampharos that is sick and we need to get a secret medicine for. And the only way for us to get that medicine is to surf all the way to Cianwood City. Let's go get some medicine and rescue Ampharos. So we surfed to Cianwood City and we did not waste any time and we went straight to the gym leader. And these Pokemon were also very easy to beat. Luckily, our Pidgeotto knows a flying type move, Gust, so taking out all the Pokemon in the gym was very easy. And then it came time to battle the gym leader. All right, we're here at Chuck. Chuck. I'm about to chuck you off to the side and take your badge from you. Get it? Okay, I guess you didn't like my joke. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to beat you, and then I will be on my way continuing the rest of my Pokemon journey. And like all the other fighting type Pokemon in this gym, Chuck's Pokemon met the same fate, being defeated by Pidgeotto. But when he sent out Poliwrath, I played it safe and swapped to Feraligatr because I wasn't sure if flying type moves were super effective to him. And before you know it, we defeated Poliwrath and Chuck and collected the Storm Badge. Storm Badge acquired. All right, that was pretty easy. We literally took a bite out of the Chuck. Oh my god, I'm so bad at these jokes. Anyways, we're gonna recover our Pokemon, get the medicine, get the HM to learn Fly, and we're gonna make our way right back to the lighthouse, heal Ampharos, beat Jasmine for the badge, and then we're, I think, Team Rocket time? Maybe? Yeah. So what I mean when I say Team Rocket time, I just mean that we have to go back to Goldenrod City because Team Rocket is not done with their shenanigans. But more on that later. So we make it back to the lighthouse and we give Jasmine the medicine to heal Ampharos. All right, she's going back to the gym, which means it's time to go beat her. Nothing personal. I know. I helped you just to hurt you again. That's just the story of life, right? That's how we learn. And Jasmine's about to learn that that badge belongs to me. Ouch. No trainers? Just that's it? Just you and me, huh? All right, she's got steel type Pokemon. I put our Vulpix up first, so hopefully this goes all well. Like we should hurt. And that's what I thought. I thought we were okay. We had the Magnemite down to its last little bit of health. And then you guys, I made a big cocky mistake. Oh my god, that's what I get for being cute. Please hurt yourself. We're just not gonna make it to Ninetales, huh? This is it? That's how it ends. Trippy. Folded. This was your moment to shine. And you let this happen. You didn't even serve a day. Not even a day. Look. It was like $25 for you. 20. And I gotta take him back to the shop sometime this week. All right, well, Trippy, you get it. Yeah. All right. Our Vulpix and Ninetales cards didn't even last a day. So now I have to go back to Throwbackgamez and give the cards back to them for free. But the journey still must go on. I played it safe and I swapped to Feraligatr and we just used Surf all the way to the very end. And even though we won the gym battle, I still feel like this was karma for some reason. Sometimes you gotta take losses in order to get wins. Did I just, oh dude, instant karma. We lost Trippy in order to gain the badge. It's all right. Whatever, bro. Whatever. So we made our way back to Goldenrod City because we had to clear out Team Rocket out of the radio tower and in the underground basement. And all this was just a bunch of training to level up our Pokemon. A really time-consuming and kind of boring task. But at the very end, it was totally worth it because it reminded me of something that I really, really really wanted to do. Wait, we can go get Lugia now. If you guys remember from the shop, we picked up Lugia, and I have a Lugia card. It's a Vivid Voltage Lugia. It's time, guys. We gotta go get Lugia. So we flew back to Olivine City and we surfed our way to the Whirl Islands. We taught our Fraligator Whirlpool, we traveled our way through the cave, and then it was time for the moment of truth, making the commitment to catch Lugia. Maybe we ice punch him and get him to freeze, so we can get the status effect. That's gonna be the key. And hopefully we don't eliminate him. And he's frozen! Oh my god, he's frozen! He's frozen! This was a big moment and a big opportunity that we needed. I used Whirlpool so that we can weaken him up just a little bit more. And the only unfortunate thing was that all we had was Great Balls. But luckily, he still stayed frozen. After throwing I don't know how many Great Balls, we finally caught Lugia. Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god! Give Lugia a nickname? Absolutely. We're gonna name it after a legendary Pokemon. Well, kind of. Legend to me. A Scyther. The Scyther that won red version for us. This spot is for Brick Flash. Yeah, spoiler alert, Brick Flash was the superstar in our first time running this challenge. Be sure to check out that video. So now that we've caught Lugia and we've added him to the team, it was time for us to travel to Blackthorn City so that we can battle for our 8th and final gym badge. We're just gonna steamroll her. I've had quite the day already and I'm hungry. Hungry for more gym badges. Ah! Yeah, I know you guys. My dad jokes, they're not really hitting. But you know what is hitting? All of the ice punches to beat all of the Dragonairs. And we even defeated Kingdra. This also was a very easy battle for us. And unfortunately, Claire was not going to give us our 8th gym badge. She was acting like a real sore loser. She was about to make me go on a side quest to give me a badge that I already beat her for. So we made our way to the Dragon's Den that is north of the gym. And we found the Dragon Fang and we finally received our 8th and final gym badge. You've clicked all your destination is the Pokemon League in the Indigo Plateau. Do you know how to get there? From here, go to New Bark Town, then surf east, and the route there is very tough. Don't you dare lose at the Pokemon League. I mean, that's the plan. If I'm being honest, Claire, the plan is to not lose. Anyway, I've already lost twice, if you think about it. Rest in peace to Frank and Trippy Girl over there. So now it's time for us to make our way to the Pokemon League. And as we exited the cave, we get a very important call from Professor Elm saying he has something for us and we need to visit the lab. All right, let's see what Professor Elm has in store for me. Professor, what do we got here? Research is going great. Take this as a token of my appreciation. I think we use that on Entei if we run into Entei. But before we continue the journey, we're going to take a break here. Next stop is the Indigo Plateau. And our true test. Do we have what it takes to beat the Elite Four? So it's the next day, and that means it's time for us to make our way to the Elite Four. However, before I decide to make our way to the Kanto region, I actually wanted to make some changes to the roster. The first and most obvious change that needs to happen, 3 of our Pokemon need to evolve. So I had a good idea. Why don't we train a little bit more in the Johto region? And while we're training, why don't we hunt for Entei? Because to me, we still need a fire type Pokemon, and I think that we might substitute Pidgeotto out for Entei. And it was very silly of me to think that finding a wild legendary Pokemon was gonna be as easy as going into a cave and finding Lugia, because I spent 2.5 hours trying to find Entei. And I would run into Raikou, I would run into Suicune, but I would not run into Entei. And just as I was about to give up, you guys, we finally ran into Entei. Ooh. Ooh. The Master Ball. The Master Ball. We are throwing it at him. This is our guaranteed catch. This is the one. This is the guy. This is what we needed. We needed a fire Pokemon to make up for losing Vulpix. After literally 2 hours of training and running around trying to level up my Eevee, we ended up with an Entei. Yeah, we're gonna give him a nickname. And this nickname, we'll name him after Leon. Vibing Leon. Vibing Leon, you are Entei, and you're actually going to be on the starting lineup. We're gonna fly back home right here, and we're just gonna surf and head out east. It's time to make our way to the Elite Four. And the path was straightforward to the Elite Four. Nothing crazy, just a lot of trainers and a lot of high-level Pokemon, which is exactly what we need because our Flaffy, our Togepi, and our Eevee, they still need to evolve. And we just bullied our way through all the trainers. And then when we finally made it to the end of Victory Road, it was time for us to battle our rival. And still, nobody is evolved yet. And just like all the other battles before, this was an easy one. Bolty's Pokemon stood no chance. So easy, Bolty. You could. He's like, I couldn't win. Like a dramatic anime character. I gave everything I had. So we beat our rival and we're pretty much here at the Elite Four. But I am not trying to make an attempt at this until our Pokemon have officially evolved. So we turn right back around and we start battling Pokemon in the cave. And after another hour of battling Pokemon, everyone finally evolved. Togepi finally evolved, Eevee finally evolved, and our Flaffy finally evolved. And even after they evolved, I still put another 2.5 hours of training in. It literally went from daytime to nighttime, and I was exhausted. But now we're back at the Elite Four, and it was time for me to make a decision. All right, here's the status. This is about as good as it's gonna get as far as level goes. I know, not a lot changed. But you know what? We're gonna carry on tomorrow because it's late. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's getting dark, and I gotta go pick up my wife from work. So, to be continued for our final run to become a Pokemon Master. So it's the next morning, and this is what it's gonna look like. So we're going in with Fraligator level 42, and he's got new moves, as you guys can see. Now he's looking a lot more beefier. He's ready to go. We have Togetic level 26. However, I just could not level Togetic up, and if I'm being honest, the EXP share was not doing a good job. It was not cutting it. We have Brick Flash that has Dragon Fang to boost up that Dragon Breath. We have our newly evolved Lalo with EXP share still. We have CT, our Umbreon. And then last but not least, we have our Entei with a Charcoal to beef up his fire moves. It's not the most impressive team, but it's gonna have to do. And our items that we're gonna be going in with, we have Hyper Potion, we have 10 of them, and we have 6 full heals. That's it. And just so that you guys can see as we're scrolling through, there is no revives in sight. There is nobody is being brought back. And just like that, we're gonna go in right here. No edit, no cut, nothing. Nah. We're going in right away. And the challenge begins. There's no turning back now. And to make sure I give myself the best advantage as possible, I was taking a look at the wiki to see what I was up against. And this first Elite Four trainer was a Psychic type trainer. So we had to open up with Umbreon. We're faster than him. Maybe we can get some flinches and just not even let him play. There we go. That's critical hit. That's what we wanted. I think we keep trying to flinch them. We're faster. Any Pokemon that we're faster than, we just gotta hit them with a bite. Make them. Hopefully we can make them flinch. Or they just use moves like Reflect and they don't deal damage back at me. Here we go. Oh, I guess not. Gotta be a little more positive, Tony. All right. Luck is definitely on my side right now. We easily defeated Jinx, and I'm not gonna lie, Elite Four Will was pretty easy. And just like our first battle, we have to make a game plan. The next trainer that we're battling is Koga, who is a poison type trainer. So we made a little bit of a different approach, and then we proceeded to battle. I think a regular fly will one-shot him. Should. Let's see. Yep, let's go. Look, we're trying to take unnecessary damage here. We have to win and climb without taking as many hits, and that requires us one-shotting people. So Leon knows Ember, and that'll be a ×4, and I don't know if Ember will one-shot him. A crit would be nice, or just a one-shot proving me wrong would be nice. We gave him Charcoal, so the fire move is beefed up. Oh my god, he was like right there. Oh, and the spikes came out. You gotta be kidding me. So now anybody we swap to is going to be taking silly spike damage for no reason, and they're not going to be full HP, and that's going to be really bugging me because then we have to waste hyper potions on people that don't need it. So then we make the swap to Fraligator, who hits Muck with an Earthquake. Earthquake being super effective because he's a poison type Pokemon. And then we swap to Lugia to fight Venomoth to use Aeroblast because Venomoth is weak against flying type moves. And then Koga sent out his final Pokemon, Crobat, and we swapped back to Fraligator so he can hit Crobat with an Ice Punch. And I'm not gonna lie, this battle was a close battle. That's what it feels like to fly close to the sun. You know, we almost got cooked. Look at him. 17 HP in a dream. Okay, so the next trainer is a fighting type trainer. So we're gonna open up with our Lugia. We're gonna hit him with a fly right away, right? Hit him on top is first. And he knows detect. We're just gonna be wasting each other's time because when I hit fly, he's going to use detect and then I'm gonna miss. And it's just a rinse repeat cycle until he runs out of detects. I think he only knows 5. So watch, I'm gonna hit a fly. He's gonna detect. Wait, what? Okay. There it is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there we go. No more detects. He's all out. He's all out. And we one-shotted him. Bye. We'll be seeing you. It'd be nice if it one-shot. Do I think it will? No. Maybe a crit? I don't know. Woo! Slip! I cannot believe this battle is turning out easier than the other two combined. So Bruno then sends out Hitmonchan, who's easily defeated by our Lugia. And usually Bruno will send out Hitmonlee at this point, but the game changed it up and is sending out Machamp on us. So hear me out. I have an idea. We're going to swap. We're going to weaken him with some, maybe Ice Punch. Maybe we can get a status effect on him. We'll try a couple, but I don't know how strong his cross chops are. And he missed. I guess we'll never know. I'll take one cross chop and then try to hit him with an Earthquake. Foresight. Okay. I'm still gonna Ice Punch you. Uh-oh. That sounds painful. That was painful. That was almost half my HP. Now, we're gonna do a risky play. We're going to swap. Because I think he's going to cross chop me again. Cross chop is not effective to flying type. And then we just hit him with an Aero Blast and finish him off. Please. Please. Thank God. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes! This should be it. This should be it. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I cannot believe I actually outsmarted the game. So then we battle his final Pokemon, Hitmonlee, and we easily defeat it. And just like that, we defeated Bruno. But we have to be careful and not celebrate too early because the next trainer is a Ghost and Dark type trainer. I have to stay focused. I have to lock in. We don't really have a type advantage here. So we're just going to bully her Pokemon using Feraligatr. Earthquake first. We're going to hit him with Earthquake first. That didn't do anything. Let's try Surf. Please do more damage than the Earthquake. Okay, that was better. We'll just keep surfing. And I don't think that Slim will be fighting at all unless he brings out Houndoom. Elite Four Karen is bringing out Vileplume. I think we go out with Leon. Fire. Because Petal Dance won't do a lot of damage to him because he's Fire type. I really thought that would have done more damage. Maybe we can get a burn off. Okay, that was a little bit better. There's the burn. Yes. So one more. No, I got stun spored. I just need a hit. I need a hit. I need a hit on this one. I need a hit. Oh, I'm getting paralyzed. Oh no, here we go. Gengar. Oh, what does Gengar know? Destiny Bond? I forgot about that. Oh no. We're not swapping Leon out. Leon is going to sit there and fight to the death. Leon. Look, man. Can I at least heal you? Okay, I'm a status effect heal you. Wait. There's a solid plan. You're going to fire spin him. Because he's going to use Curse, and we need a Fire Spin to finish him off. If the Fire Spin after effect is what eliminates him, you don't go down with the Destiny Bond, I think. He used Curse, okay? But we got to be careful. That's a trap. He wants us to finish him so he can drag somebody down with him. This Gengar is in on the challenge. Okay, that was a critical hit. That was very good. I'm going to get hit with that Curse, sure. But now we hit him with a Fire Spin, and we just hope that he dies to the burns? Lear, we're just gonna look at him. Please? Please? Oh my God, Leon, you saved us! Thank God! I was not trying to go out. I was not trying to go out with a Destiny Bond. Oh. Leon lived to see another day. He's hanging in there. Murkrow. Yeah, we're swapping you out, Leon. Take a seat on the bench, bro. We gotta be careful, not take too much damage, because Slim also has to fight the Houndoom. Okay, I guess we're fighting the Houndoom right away. We need this Surf to hit, like, a lot. For a lot. Like a crit a lot. Oh my god, please don't crit me. Oh my gosh, no. I have to use a Hyper Potion. We're doing this. Oh my god, it's going to put us at 5, and then we're going to have to use another one anyways, and another one anyways, even if I come out alive. We're going to be using 2 more, which will leave us at 3 going into the next trainer. And he max potions too. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Surf. Please don't be crit. Oh my gosh. We made it, but man, did our team take so much damage. I cannot believe it. We have finally made it to Lance. All right, now everyone's topped off, and now it's time for Lance. And Lance has a Gyarados, 3 Dragonites, a Charizard, and an Aerodactyl. Each Dragonite knows a powerful elemental move. For example, one Dragonite knows Blizzard, one Dragonite knows Thunder, and another one knows Fire Blast. And the problem is we don't know which one he's going to send. When we defeat Gyarados with our Fraligator out, I think he sends out the Dragonite that knows Thunder, and then we'll send something out according to that. So we made a plan, and all that was left was for us to approach Lance and to claim our spot at being a Pokemon champion. I didn't come all this way to lose. Can't take it easy. He's going to hit me with at least 1 Hyper Beam before he goes out. I'm pretty sure. That was a nice critical hit. We needed that. And there's the Hyper Beam. I knew it. Every single one of his Pokemon know Hyper Beam. Wait a minute. I should have taken that opportunity to hit a Hyper Potion, then finish him off, and then Fraligator would have been healed. I'm pretty sure he's sending out the Dragonite that knows the Thunder move. And I have an idea. We're going to throw sand in his face for playing dirty. Yes, it didn't affect me. The goal is to hit him with at least, I think, 3 sand attacks. 3 sand attacks, because then the Thunder won't land, and then the Hyper Beam might miss more, right? Okay. One more sand attack. I don't want to get hit with a Hyper Beam. I think now we hit a Hyper Potion on Slim. And I think I'm going to take a gamble right now. I'm going to hit a Hyper Potion on myself and hope his Hyper Beam misses. But we can't burn CT. Somebody else has to fight. Who else is fighting? Oh my god. Wait, Lalo. Now I know this might seem like a suicide mission, Lalo. Hear me out. I didn't realize the level difference. This is not good. Okay, you know a very strong move called Dynamic Punch. I just need you to hit it once, but I also need to make sure you don't get hit by a Hyper Beam. Everything was going according to plan. Everything was going just as I scripted it. And as much as I would like to see you survive this Hyper Beam, I think everybody already knows there's no chance you survive. And just like that, we've lost Lalo, our Ampharos. And if you thought losing Ampharos was bad, it gets absolutely worse. Our game just froze. Wow. But you guys, this wasn't a normal type of freeze. All of my data and progress was lost. And I was just sitting there in silence and in disbelief. Bro, there's just no way. There's no way. That's all I said. There's no way. And I know what you guys are thinking. How could I have let something like this have happened? Unfortunately, this was out of my control. And if you guys haven't caught on, I'm a little bit different than a lot of the other popular and famous Nuzlocke players. A lot of them are using an emulator, so they're not going to run into this problem. Where me, I'm using an actual cartridge. I'm using the real thing because I wanted it to feel real. You know, I wanted to go through the process of going in store, buying the game again, you know, reliving my childhood and trying to make the whole process about this feel as real as possible so that you guys don't think that I cheated or did anything shady in the background, because I know emulators, you guys can like increase the odds and catch rates of things, and I just didn't want to deal with that, you know what I mean? What happened was that, like, I don't know, I guess the battery just kind of like died briefly and I lost all my data. Tends to happen with things that are as old as this, you know? So I know I didn't beat the game. What does that mean? Well, unfortunately, this is where the story ends. And I have to pay up because unfortunately Ampharos fainted and Ampharos is going to get moved over here to the graveyard section. But what does that mean for me? Because I didn't beat the game. Well, thankfully, I'm gonna have a chance to redeem myself because they did do a reboot version of this game, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So maybe later down the road, we'll do a redemption run. We'll try to get the same Pokemon, you know, and like, you know, repeat history or try to like, you know, pick up where we left off. To me, that'd be fun. That sounds fun. But unfortunately, for the sake of the editing and the integrity, I have to do myself right and just take the L. Take the L. So if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe because the next challenge is going to take place in Sapphire or Ruby or Emerald version, whichever one I can get my hands on. And as for the Pokemon that fainted, you guys already know the drill. If you guys want to get these Pokemon cards for free and you live locally in the North County, San Diego area, make your way to Throwbackgamez because they're going to be holding on to those Pokemon. And anybody that walks in and says the name of the Pokemon that they were in this video, you will get that Pokemon for free. So that means you can get Paris for free if you mention Frank, and you'll get Vulpix and Ninetales for free if you mention Trippy Girl, and you'll get Ampharos, Flaffy, and Marie for free if you mention Lalo. Only one per person, of course, and we'll see you guys in the third generation. Alrighty, so I'm here right out in front of Throwbackgamez, and it's time to take all of the cards back. Look at that. The Vulpix, Ninetales, the Marie, all the way to Ampharos, and they already have Frank Paris because I brought him in earlier in the week, but it's time to take the walk of shame. But no cameraman again, so it's me by myself. You know why I'm here, right?
Oh no, you did it again, didn't you?
Yeah, hold on. Let me change the camera so we can see. All right, just so the people can see.
Oh no.
Here we got, this is Lalo, and this is Trippy Girl.
Oh no, let me grab my notepad. All right, so we got Lalo.
Right here?
We got Trippy Girl. Right here.
That's it. And you guys know the drill. If you guys come into Throwbackgamez and you mention them from seeing the video, the boy Manny, he's gonna give them to you. One Pokemon per person though. One character. So like, oh yeah, so they come in and they say Lalo, they get the whole stack. If they say Trippy Girl, they get the whole stack. I forgot to say Frank. Frank will also be up for grabs. See you guys in the next one.